And we're here today for our weekly Monday morning coffee with Kyle and Ann, where we talk about Chicago real estate tips and tricks, how to sell your home, how to make buying and selling an enjoyable experience. Kyle, it's terrific to see you today. We have something special this week, don't we?
We certainly do. We have a very special guest, Sasha Mayoras, who's got a business, Space Coach Chicago. She also happens to be my sister. So if you notice a resemblance, there you go. But she is really one of the very top people in the organizing, downsizing business here in Chicago, helping people transform their homes and their lives by the work that she does. And we'll hear much more about it. But first, we have the weekly stats.
Yeah, so let's talk about stats. All right, so we've talked for the last 3 weeks about the same thing over and over again, about how the sales price is up and so forth. So today I thought I would show you something different. Today, let's talk about the showing index. The showing index is foot traffic, how many people are going into homes. And it was way up in February here in Chicago. Look at that, 179.6. It was up 56% versus previous year. And while we were up a bunch, the rest of the region and the United States were up even more. So look at that. Just huge. That's like over 150% almost of what it was on a typical year. Okay, so let's talk again. Now, this is for all of Chicago, and this form, sometimes people will send it out to their clients, and I think it's just a little bit overkill because it's just so many numbers, but let me see if I can quickly break it down for you. In February of this year, all of the city of Chicago now, new listings were down 35%. And that in single family. In attached, they were up 5%. And then here's the other thing to know. If you look at it in terms of 12 months, new listings were down almost 21%. At the same time, sales prices went up.
Yep. Now look at attached, though. Attached is up 10% for new listings.
Right.
Attached are condos, townhouses, things like that. And detached are single family homes. Yeah.
Which, not a surprise, you know, with COVID, people are leaving the condos, they're going to a single family home. So this is kind of what we were expecting to see.
Wait, go back for a second.
Sure.
Did that show that the median sales price is up, but the average sale price is down a smidge?
Right. With condos.
With condos. Interesting. Not as much as people might have thought, but I think that reflects what's going on in the center of the city, bringing down what's going on outside the center of the city. Okay.
Yeah. So here we are in the near north neighborhood, which, as you know, includes Gold Coast, River North, Streeterville. And for this, I just pulled the attached and look at the change in inventory, the number of homes on the market, up 41%. Then if you look at it over a 12-month period, it's still significantly up. It's up almost 14%. Now, closed sales down 20%. You're like 12 months. So this isn't just like 1 month. Oops. This is 12 months versus 12 months. And it's also resulting in price declines.
Wait. But if you look at February, the closed sales are up 6.7%.
Yeah.
Over February of last year. So people are starting to buy. The trailing 12 months shows what happened the summer and fall and all that, but it's ticking up in February. That's a very good sign.
Excellent point. Exactly. And there's a glimmer of hope that things are going to improve.
And look at the under contracts, excuse me for interrupting, almost 20% of under contract in February. That's a great sign.
Yeah.
For people in the Gold Coast and the Loop and the South Loop. That's great. Excellent.
Lincoln Park single family homes. Now, we're not looking at lots of numbers here. They're up 50% from 20 to 30 in February. But if you look at it on a yearly basis, up 11%. And prices are pretty steady, although if you look at it in terms of average sales price, 4.9% up. You know, that what that really means is the higher end properties are selling more. So the luxury business is really very, very strong at this point. And with Lakeview, we've got a good balance of both single family home and attached. So I put them both in here for us to look at. Inventory is up 11% in the 1 month, but closed sales, look at that, up 37%.
Wow.
In the 1 month. Yeah. And then if you look at price, that's a good steady increase year over year, both in median and average sales price. And then with condos, look at the condo prices in Lakeview.
I mean, it's great.
Very, very strong.
Yeah, no,
very
it's
strong.
Very positive.
Okay, so then I just wanted to throw this outlier neighborhood because this is Sauganash, Forest Glen, Wildwood, and people really want to be there because it's more of a suburban feel within the city, as you well know. New listings are down because everything is sold.
Yeah.
Again, we haven't had as many listings, but look at the sales are way up and prices are up as well. So that's the story, Morning Glory.
It's a good story. Tells a great story. Excellent.
Yeah.
So we pull in our special guest star.
Let's do it. Let me get her in here. Oh, wait a minute. Give me 1 second. There she is.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello,
Good to see you, Sash.
Good to see you guys. Thank you for talking to me.
Thanks for joining us this
at
early
the crack
morning.
of dawn.
Well, Sasha, yeah. Tell us a bit about your business. Tell us about Space Coach Chicago and what you do.
I started the business about 5 years ago when I decided to take the age-old advice to do what you love. And as weird as it sounds, and it does sound a little weird, I like to, I really do enjoy helping people to downsize, organize, and simplify their lives. Like I get a kick out of it. I'll do it for free. It's one of those things.
She does it. She helps me out a lot. I
do.
No, that's terrific. So, Sasha, what services do you offer for people in terms of moving? What does a professional organizer do? And what
it always varies by person, but I will do almost anything, to be perfectly frank. So I help all aspects of a move. If it's a traditional move, moving from one apartment or house to another, I am most helpful if I'm brought in early in the process because, before somebody's going to start packing, what I'd like to do, it's optimal to get rid of as much as possible, to sort of weed through the stuff, kind of envision where life is going and what you really do need and what you don't. A lot of people just haven't thought about all that they have in their houses. So if I can save people, wasting some money on moving stuff that they, won't fit in their house or just don't need anymore, that's what I'd like to do. So then I like to visit the new home with the clients and help them to determine, what goes where. We'll kind of lay out what their existing furniture is and see if it all fits. And if it doesn't, that is a great way to determine what we should do. And either way, that just starting early in the process is very helpful. I also recommend if clients don't want to pack themselves, I can of course pack for them, but often a moving company, the moving company that they choose is the optimal labor for most packing because, they're insured through that company and those packers can do it lickety split so that, they're sort of not, their house is in chaos for a long period of time, get it done fast. I will, at that point, sort of previous to packing, take pictures of everything so I know where everything goes in their house, where they like to have everything, so I can make sure that it ends up on the other end of things in the right places.
what about do you help people with who are selling an estate?
I sure do. I love to do estates, actually. I kind of consider it, a lot of people don't live where maybe their parents live still. And we're also busy, working and taking care of our own families. So usually, if somebody passes away, people can't necessarily quit their jobs and, put their children and family aside. So I like to act sort of as another child and go through their things with a fine tooth comb, get everything to the heirs that are inheriting things, and then monetize as much of the rest as I can, and set the house up for staging for the real estate broker, work hand in hand with the real estate broker.
Given my age, a lot of my friends are wanting to downsize, but they say to me, I'm overwhelmed. I don't know where to even begin.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
people like that, and how do you approach that?
You just break it down. If it's so overwhelming, we just start where we start. Just, one room, one closet, one drawer, whatever is sort of a bite-sized thing that people can do. And, it really adds momentum, because you realize it's not as bad as you thought it would be, because you just start and it looks better, you feel better, you get rid of stuff, that kind of thing.
Yeah. So, so what are some of the unexpected hurdles that people don't expect when they're doing this, that they face in any kind of downsize, even if it's not a move, but certainly a move? What are some of the unexpected for us, but not for you?
Well,
or maybe for her since she's in
Yeah.
pro, but
yeah, I think it's for everyone. It is often surprising to people that they've bought furniture and antiques or things for their home, and they expect to, sell it for more than they bought it for. And so when they realize what the market is, right now it's mid-century modern. And so they expect, if you don't have mid-century modern, but you have very fine French, English furniture, they expect to get the same amount out as they paid for it. And the market is depressed. And so I think you just have to let it go for all the right reasons, which, versus put it into storage and wait 10 years for the market to come back and that sort of furniture. Or sometimes people learn that, their children don't want their things, and that's often very depressing or upsetting. But you know what? It's no one should do anything out of guilt, and they should have, people want their own stuff, and often by a certain age have their own stuff and don't want more stuff in their home. So those are sort of psychological hurdles. But the upside is that there are so many people in need these days that charities out there, they really do want your stuff, and there are people out there who will so benefit from the things that you donate. And so once my clients hear what, all the need out there, and can target sort of where they give their things, based on their I've had some people are very into pets, and so we can give to Paws or Anti-Cruelty Society. You give your blankets there, they'll take lots of stuff that you'd be surprised. So, or homeless people, to get people off the streets, we can align giving based on people's interests.
do you think, in the last few years, we've heard like Marie Kondo's magic of tidying up, and is it Huga, that movement,
Yes.
Are you seeing a big trend toward minimalist living with people? And is that part, or do we all want to do it and can't do it?
It's so funny because I think that a lot of people are interested in it, and it's because of Marie Kondo. People have started to talk about what downsizing, how much better they feel and lighter they feel with less. So it definitely is having a movement, or a moment. But, there are a lot of people for whom, their stuff is sort of a part of them. And so they're not everybody is on board. And as opposed to there are actually organizers who do it in the Marie Kondo way, so it's like you have like a very set standard that you have, which is an interesting, path.
Honoring it,
What?
Honoring the item.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for a lot of people that really works and it's terrific. But for other people, the way I enter it is I'm not trying to impose the way I live on other people. I'm trying to understand where they want to go, sort of what their goals are, what aspirations they have for, why we're doing it. If it's to get them a new home and to sell this current home, that's such a positive thing to hold on to, and to create a space that will attract people, that will increase, what they may be able to sell their apartment for. That really inspires me to get working.
Yeah. So where would you advise people to unload their books? So many people are shocked that nobody wants their books anymore. What do you do? How do you help them with books?
There are a lot of charities that still want books. And so Open Books is one of them, and Pilsen Books, and they will come actually to your house and pick up the books. So people are often surprised that somebody will come and, pick up their books. The Newberry Library often has a sale, and they each summer, but obviously last summer they didn't do it. I don't know if they're going to do it this summer, but there still are a lot of charities that want your books. So it's easy. You just Google books and charity and lots will come up.
What about clothes? What do you do with clothes?
So I think there's such a wide range of clothes. And so if, you spend a lot on your clothes, the Real is really easy to work with. They will sometimes come to your house and go through your closets and, take what you have, or you, I love and have been using for 20 years, Elliott Consignment. They have 2 locations. That's sort of for the mid-range stuff. And then what doesn't sell goes to charity, which, I feel great about, because it doesn't come back to my clients or to me, that they'll take it all. And then ThreadUp, my daughters shop through ThreadUp, and basically you ship them your clothes and people buy them, and it's really a popular movement because a lot of people really don't want fast fashion anymore and want to make use of other people's clothes, want to shop that way. So.
Excellent. How about kitchen items? Does that go to charity? What do you do with kitchen items?
Kitchen items. So one of my favorite charities is the Chicago Furniture Mart. And what they do, they have a junk company. They call it a junk company, which I think is a misnomer, because basically they'll take everything from your sofa to chemicals that you need to get rid of, like soup to nuts. They'll take everything from your home. And, I don't know if you guys have dealt with, say, Salvation Army or Goodwill. They'll only take very certain things. Like they won't take chemicals. They won't take furniture that isn't solid wood. They won't, so that it's difficult. But the Honest Junk Company will take everything, and they charge by what percentage of the truck that you take up. So if you have lots and lots of furniture, it'll cost more. However, 80% of the fee for the pickup is tax deductible, and they send you a tax form so that you can also deduct what you gave them, so the furniture and things like the housewares and everything. And that benefits people who are formerly homeless, who have just received, new home and need to fill it. So it's a wonderful, wonderful charity, and is very, it's expanding. And another thing that they do is, so if you have building supplies or arts and crafts stuff, they have a lot of charity partners that they'll then give to Habitat for the Humanity. They'll give to other arts organizations and things like that. So it's like everything gets used that they pick up if it's humanly possible.
Nice.
Would you use them also for like out of date electronics, or does that go
Sure,
somewhere?
you could. You absolutely could. I have used, so I often send my things back to Apple. The Samsung will let you return various items, and you can get the next generation of item if you kind of send them your stuff. Best Buy has a very easy place to recycle your electronics. So there are a lot of various places out there to give them to. That we're getting so much smarter every day with where to give stuff. The city of Chicago also has a place where you can give chemicals or electronics and things like that.
Excellent. Well, let's bring this back a little bit to real estate, and I've got some case studies. So first of all, I started to look for pictures where people were listings did not declutter. Oh, look at that. And then I decided to do one where we do, because first of all, I'm going to start again, people. I looked at listings that sold fast within 30 days, went under contract. They're still under contract, not closed, 30 days or less, and looked for pictures with that hadn't been decluttered, of properties that hadn't been decluttered. I didn't find any in the near North, Lakeview, or Lincoln Park area. All were beautiful pictures. All had gone through professional decluttering. All the ones that sold fast. We don't know what their sales prices are, but my guess is they'll do very well compared to their list price. Then I tried to find anything that would show what they look. So I'm going to show, and I'd like your thoughts, Sasha, on how do I make this move? These are two different examples of kitchens. So this is what you do, right, Sasha?
Yep. So the goal would be to sort of eliminate as much as possible that says like, this is Sasha's kitchen. It's like you want to convey that you could picture yourself, or the buyer can picture themselves in the kitchen. And these are both tidy kitchens and appear large and with generous storage. If you don't see a lot on the counters and stuff like that, you make the assumption that there is a lot of storage. And so that's a positive for most buyers.
And I also only chose properties that looked like they were still lived in. So that was in choosing this. So examples.
Right. This looks lived in. And it's very neat. And, there's a lot of stuff. I think I might eliminate some of the stuff on the left-hand side if I could, but the
laundry room?
The laundry room. I might just, it's a little busy. It's a little busy. But
it shows you put a lot of stuff in there, and yet it looks organized.
Oh, it's definitely organized. They did a very nice job. Very nice, yes.
And who doesn't want a pantry? Bedrooms.
Yeah, those are great kid rooms. I mean, I aspire to have my daughters keep their rooms like that, but it's imperative if you want to have, good photographs where, people can picture where their furniture will go and that kind of stuff. I mean, the one on the right doesn't appear to be a huge room, but you can tell you can get two kids in there and make good use of the space. They're high ceilings and stuff like that. And on the left,
it's still there. Yeah, and all the stuff.
Yeah, their stuff. They've got stuff.
Yeah.
They're not Marie Kondo'd.
And here's more kids' rooms. There are people who are like, I can't make my kid I can't make him live in a neat room. It's for pictures. They still have their stuff. Look. Yeah.
It's
I
true. Yeah.
personally
No.
like seeing some things neatly aligned, but seeing things in rooms, if they're too sterile, then you almost think that things don't fit. I mean, don't you think, both of you, that sometimes having the extra chair and the accessories makes a room have personality and makes it look
Yes.
like stuff might actually fit in there?
Truly. I like a room that looks like somebody real is in there myself.
Yeah. Yeah. And here's 2 examples of home offices.
Yeah,
Tidied
those
up.
are really nice.
Yeah.
You know,
Pel-
they do have books. Like they do have stuff on the desks and things like that. It's perfectly acceptable. People expect that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And a baby's room. People are like, make it look bright, tidy it up. It can be
Yeah.
done.
I
Those
love
are
these
nice.
neutral ladies' rooms too. I think that's really great.
So what'd you say?
I like the fact that they're neutral colors here, you know, and
Oh, that's a
neutral.
very good point. A very good point. That neutral colors, they do expand the space.
Mhm.
Well, and also the next person who moves in doesn't have to paint it something else. You know, that's, you've sort of made it acceptable to the next person who might not have a baby.
Right.
Ooh.
I love that garage. Oh, do I love that garage?
I aspire to a garage like that.
So, for example, I just had a listing that sold after one showing that I took a picture of it with 2 SUVs in it. And I said, it's a 2 SUV garage. And I got to tell you, I think that made people go,
Sure.
yeah. So this is all doable. That's all I got.
Those are great.
Yeah. No, that's terrific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say, Sasha, we sold her house and she staged it beautifully. It photographed beautifully, and your daughters did clean up, and your rooms were very well. They showed beautifully in those pictures.
I held a gun to their heads. Yes.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Sometimes
on
my
that.
tip. Hold a gun to someone's head.
Sasha, if somebody wants to get started with this process, or they think it might help them, how do you talk to them for the first time, and how do they get in touch with you?
So, you know, I'm only one person, but to find an organizer in Chicago or anywhere actually in the country, you can go to the NAPO website, which is the National Association, easy for me to say, of Organizing Professionals. So it's napo.net. And you can fill in your zip code and what you want the organizer to help you with. Like some organizers can help you, people who have ADD, some people can hoarding issues, you know, like all across the board, or moving, you know, maybe their specialty. So that's the best, my tip for finding an organizer to help. And for me, you would just go to spacecoachchicago.com, and that's my site. But you know, there are lots and lots of great professionals out there to help with the whole process of moving. It doesn't have to be scary.
No. And you make it really easy as somebody who often gets reorganized by her sister.
I like to practice on you.
Yeah. So thank you for joining us. We're coming to the end of our show. It was a pleasure. And Anne,
Thank you, Sasha.
we always are looking for comments, questions. Send us questions. I got a lot of questions last week about inventory. What are we doing to get more inventory, et cetera? And we'll be talking about those topics and more on our next show.
Sounds wonderful. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We look forward to seeing you next week. Thanks again, Sasha.
Thanks, Anne.